to the year, no, today, okay, anymore.
Landlord, my mention is a free PhD name, Brest game, and run more analysis. And then we can send me ready for this particular game because of say, because you're saying the last 32 games are Brest, Asia, Paris Saint-Germain. It has become very difficult for them to actually win against Paris Saint-Germain.
Yeah.
And the last time Omwankasa to me is secure a good win for the side of Omwankasa was far back in 1985. That was 30th January. And that game no cramp almost ending in 2-1 against Paris Saint-Germain. But in the last 32 games, Paris Saint-Germain has been able to keep a high percentage of winning streak against Brestois in the French Liga. In any other competition, they'll be to make it. Only in this particular year, 1st February, they met Brestois, and then Brestois lose at the moment by 5-2, and Enra also almost lose by 3-0. So making sure, in the last 2 games between these great two football clubs, Brestois to me conceded close to about 8 goals, and a PSG in Switzerland conceded close to about 2 goals. So that was that particular game. But Enra, I told you, say, when you're actually playing against Luis Enrique, that's a Luis Enrique, it's a tactical liner. It is actually possible. So, we talking about the 4-1-4-1 tactical flexibility. We talking about the 4-3-3 wide formation, and also we talking about the 4-1-2-3 formation at the amount. And Enra, per the tactical board, he actually ensures about the 4-3-3 static formation at the PSG Football Club. Now, this is the first time we will be able to start dominance footballer. The fullbacks, that is, Ashraf Hakimi and the Nuno Mendes were static. They were not used as inverted midfielders.
Wow.
Meaning that job bringing up this particular midfield. And the midfield no containing about Fabian Ruiz as that kind of traditional number 8, and Vitinha being laid out as a deep line playmaker who actually prowls on most of the technique and the adrenable ball. He is there. When you say Thomas Partey of Arsenal Football Club, or you see a lot of technique. Who will be to say Andres Iniesta? Sometimes it be used as a half-line static number 6. I go Barcelona under Pep Guardiola, but Vitinha is actually doing that same job. Luis Enrique di Mano Ewonfinfi. Then you get João Neves. João Neves to me is a controller of the game. You will get the accuracy of passing from Vitinha. We are actually talking about Eric Soya. When it comes to the formation for Brestois, about the compact system of football. In the compact defense system of football, that is the system of football where you get a lot of low block. It's on Mekacho Lala will play in the right full back position, Shadonet, but in the left center back, Koulibaly in the right center back, and then Hedera in the right in the right full back. Possibly Utimi do a lot in the low block system because of say Melu no agent Finfinho as that kind of deep line playmaker no. He's actually one particular playmaker. Tembiano. Very good. Very good. Now, he is actually one particular deep line playmaker. He doesn't actually cross the centric midfield of that particular opponent. He makes sure so Obitima cover the back line of Brestois and Enra Oyejumani. But the Magneti and Kamara were lost in that particular midfield because a certain Fabian Ruiz and then João Neves were controlling the game. And as will be about the compact system of footballer, ultimately open up the game very well. So always be almost stay behind their doors, and then PSG Football Club, as a Luis Enrique will dominate in terms of possession-based oriented football and will try to push them on their halves. And that was the system of footballer. Luis Enrique, Ebo, at the mother side of PSG Football Club. But then we're actually talking about, apart from all about these particular 3 midfielders and these particular attackers, boss. It is actually essential. So, we invented the positional system of play in the football. Positional play, it will through different terms. Yeah. Either so we use the horizontal shape, and also we use the vertical shape. Vertical shape, it is actually immense. That will be the static 9 or no bit imagine how the other side of PSG Football and the likes of Ousmane Dembele. So, anytime you are between Yabenya Boni Biano, he will try to lay out an accurate pass, straight pass into the attacking third. But then, Enra. A ball first half, and you're into the second half. This particular club called Brestois was playing compact defensive midfield. And they needed to expand the porosity nature of Brestois. That was the time Vitinha needed to change the game in terms of technique. He didn't lay most of the passing into the vertical lane position, but then was spreading pass in the horizontal shape. So, yes, I did now. 4-3-3 wide formation, you close this time around. So, you get design the way or no bit make sure so bit open up the attacking defensive shape of Brestois Football Club. So Hedera had a tested time at Omonkasa home. Whilst Ousmane Dembele will actually try to wait but a lot of interpositional change in that particular attacking third. And then Anyama was so to me Brest. Papa and Vitinha converted that kind of penalty into the box and into the net of PSG Football Club.
Of late, already Luis Enrique Yana formation the approach game the ABOU as a Ujinem
Dembele right now is a different Dembele from Barcelona and Borussia Dortmund.
Oh, okay.
Dembele with Borussia Dortmund, he was restricted in the flanks. Barcelona, he was restricted in the flanks. But Luis Enrique has added a lot of value to the playing side of Ousmane Dembele.
Wow.
This guy.
Oh, okay.
This time around, Ombo in the right wing, Ombo in the left wing, but then Baby a free be also dueling in those spaces, say we're attacking third, but he needs to be there.
I just want in Namu.
But baby what to be dueling pan in the right wing forward. In general, the second goal no share them at PSG Football Club. No. Look at this particular goal. It's Luis Enrique, he has actually learned a lot, and he is making sure say these three midfielders, Fabian Ruiz, Vitinha, and João Neves, or more that kind of possibility, and so they can actually do very because in the Champions League, normally 13th on the league log of Champions League, and Brestois for the side of 18th, and Ankoyi and Famomumieno. So he needed to make an amends and make sure to be step it up. Or maybe keep Paris Saint-Germain as a great football club again. For this season, they need to win the Champions League. Now, into the possession of footballer. PSG as a total dominance football oriented played close to about 62% of their possession base. Yeah. You have Brestois also about 38% of their possession base, meaning that they dominated the play, PSG dominated the play, and they were able to have 7 goals shot on goal. Shot on goal, no, it was actually 7. And then shot attempts for PSG Football Club, it was 16 on that particular score. It tells you, say, they were on top of their form. But this particular boy, Ousmane Dembele, Ricardo Varas, the doggy man has said a lot about Ousmane Dembele.
Maestro. Now, the what?
Doggy man.
I don't know.
Oh, no, doggy man.
I do see as will be mad these as a boy could do what you are.
Only when you know what's that. But Ousmane Dembele, boss, this is the start of Ousmane Dembele. The first time ever in the season. Set in the league, Obetima about 16 goals. In the Champions League, Obama close to about 5 goals. The national team of France was share 1 goal. Trophy the champion was share 1 goal. Me adding a lot of about 23 goals this season for Ousmane Dembele. Wow. To me, si yeka Shehu Gurazi, yeka Mohamed Salah, yeka Vinicius Junior, yeka most of these players who to me are tested for the Ballon d'Or. This particular boy can actually compete with them this season.
Ousmane
Dembele. But then the problem is. You need a big football club to actually compete in the Ballon d'Or.
PSG is a big club.
PSG is a big football club.
But on level,
Kylian Mbappe scored a lot of goals, did a lot of things for PSG in 2019, 2020. But PSG going to the final of the Champions League, only the second with Neymar. But that season, he scored close to about 32 goals that season. When we were talking about most of these footballers who made me attested to the Ballon d'Or, I'm going to be account because at that time, PSG cannot go head-to-head with Bayern Munich. We want to call with Barcelona. We want to call with the Real Madrid Football Club. So in a form way, call Barcelona, that would be the possible time like Ousmane Dembele would have actually attested for the Ballon d'Or. Yes.
Ballon d'Or. Or the top 5. Shisheno in order. And yes, all KBA Gunza. Why now? Ususi the ever say Ballon d'Or.
Mohamed Salah.
One toss me.
Jude Bellingham.
Hey. Jude Bellingham.
I can't go out without my Madrid player.
So Jude Bellingham.
Bellingham. Kylian Mbappe.
And 9.
I'll pick Shehu Gurazi. Enum. I'll go for Vinicius.
Rafinha, your money. Rafinha, your money.
Sorry. Yes, she should be.
Yes, she should be. Okay. Number 1.
Number 1 is Mohamed Salah.
Number 2.
Rafinha.
Number 3.
Jude Bellingham.
Number 4.
Kylian Mbappe.
Number 5.
And then I'll go for one kind of body. Vinicius.
No. But you want your feel. You want me currently Madrid best team in Europe.
Madrid is not the best team in Europe. But then this time around, Somebody Jude Bellingham playing even more than Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe is giving us the boost. He's doing everything possible for Real Madrid Football Club. But then, landlord, say, shop ball now, Jude Bellingham, ball right now as you speak in Real Madrid Football Club set up now. It's not about scoring of goals. It's about the work rate. The duty near the man the last season, you know, is different duty than this particular season. And he's doing that. Pedri. Pedri will part in the first 10.
First 10.
First 5 in the First 5 the Pedri.
But it seems they're still pushing Ballon d'Or in the Command Madrid for
no. Rafinha, all things that have been equal. Rafinha. So Mohamed Salah keep this particular form. That's a Rafinha who keep the form here. I bet you about Mohamed Salah. Make Rafinha even ahead. So Rafinha to me Champions League, La Liga, Copa del Rey. He stands the chance of winning the Ballon d'Or.
I can't see my answer.
Now, let's talk about Bayern Munich Football Club meeting against Celtic. Now, the last time I saw Celtic edging into the Champions League was far back in 1967. As far as almost also able against Bayern Munich side, almost also closed about 6 times, and the last time was 2019-2020. This particular man came to the side of Bayern Munich Football Club, and then he was able to stabilize everything in 2019-2020 season. Winning about 6 titles in that particular season. Hansen Flick, it's me making sure so about the game press system of football or Bayern Munich Football Club. Then Ofri Hodom, a certain Julian Nagelsmann came to Bayern Munich. This particular man came in, changed the identity of Bayern Munich Football Club and used the Magic Square system in playing the side of Bayern Munich Football Club into above the secondary product, above the primary product in the sense of Joshua Kimmich and Leon Goretzka in the midfield. Obe used Jamel Musiala as the orchestra and as a creativa in the attacking third, and sometimes Thomas Muller will actually depend on an auxiliary of Martin Super Jamel Musiala in an attacking front line of Bayern Munich Football Club into the attacking third. You will get Chupo Martin as a static number 9 in the side of Julian Nagelsmann lineup, and then Serge Gnabry on the right, and then Kingsley Coman on the left. They were doing magic for the side of Julian Nagelsmann, but it's me, Pano Manokoy. You get the side of Thomas Tuchel by new system, 3-4-3 system, and then he was able to invent a lot of things for the side of Bayern Munich. Last season, they moved to semi-finals, and I'm Madrid for you, but this season, I can't watch him now. A certain Vincent company is actually holding the football club, and he's not doing very well. This is the first time in most of the recent years Bayern Munich is actually struggling to actually qualify from the group stage into the proper knockout stage or assistant stage. And this is the new format too. It tells you they've changed a particular coach called Thomas Tuchel, bringing in a Vincent company, not over the English Premiership or a particular football club called relegation.
That's Burnley.
It's not Burnley. But it's not about the performance with that particular football club. It's about the result-oriented and on one casano, the ideology as a football coach. And Obayeno is actually doing something wonderful for this particular side of Bayern Munich Football Club. Better than the European spell when he plays the 4-1-4-1 tactical flexibility just like Luis Enrique. But sometimes when he's actually doing it very well, because Owobi said Joshua Kimmich, who can play as a right fullback for the side of Bayern Munich Football Club, sometimes too he can be used as a right centre back, but then so more transition the acquire anymore. This time around, a right centre back wahanum, or better a hybrid midfielder playing in between Pavlovic and the side of Joshua Kimmich in the midfield, making sure say Kim Min-jae and the Stanisic movable in a 3-back system for the side of Bayern Munich Football Club. So to me, dwelling in this particular midfielder, you get Thomas Muller, Michael Olise this time around. Michael Olise, the job and the duty or the task of Michael Olise in attacking third is simple. They depicted in the half space of the opponent. You get Thomas Muller, Onube neutralizing play in attacking third, and Kingsley Coman, expanding the porosity nature of the opponent. Leroy Sané will add a lot of inverted auxiliary striking role for the side of Harry Kane into the attacking third. When it becomes possible for them, when everything American wants, it becomes possible for them, they can easily score against you. But this is how Papa, your friend, said, Vincent Company, it's me transition. My catch was over the 4-1-4-1, but the 4-1-4-1 is actually white. So Shah saying the 4-1-4-1 tactical flexibility. Now the first person who invented the transitional pass from the goalkeeping role into the defensive structure. And most of these goalkeepers are almost possess a lot of ball from attacking third. This particular arena to and Onunya ball now, he will make sure to make mass pass. The moment Onunya ball now, you get Kim Min-jae and then Joshua Kimmich to make mass spread it up. And then you get Papa Stanisic on bit my inverting as a right midfielder and as a left midfielder into the attacking third of Bayern Munich Football Club. But So omutimi elbow in the midfield, omutimi invented the zonal marking boss. So the side of Joshua Kimmich, using the one as a hybrid midfielder by Fifi together with Pavlovic, omu invented the zonal marking zone. You was zonal marking zone, you were man-to-man pressing system, you were distance pressing system.
Okay.
And that is how Otimi is using the home. Now you talk about Kwamofaso, a defender, it's me retrieve ball. Papa said Vincent Company team retrieve and that's what team sustaining one particular principle in the Bayern Munich Football Club. When you lose the ball, you have just about 2 seconds to retrieve the ball back. It's our friends say 2 seconds retrieving of football. So omu lusu ball. Now look at how Omfaso retrieve ball. Now, Om making sure 4 men a bit mass around just one particular player. They add a lot of pressure on that particular middle number and make sure so make retrieve ball in the that particular opponent. But this time around, when they actually in possession, when they're actually making a high build up for the opponent, or keeping the opponent at pace or one casa pace, or ball half back. And this time around, a high build up, a 2-3-2 system, and a Vincent Company against Celtic Football Club. When someone transition their high build up, but when it becomes very fluent for them to attack or Mwaka's attacking trade, the Makacho say, you have Papa Efe Thomas Muller, who will depict in the half space. You have Kingsley Coman, who will run against his laterals. You have Papa Efe Serge Gnabry over here, who will be used as an invented auxiliary striker. When he becomes very fluent, Papa Efe Serge Gnabry will actually draw back to make a lot of incisive passing to the attacking third. The 2 space between this particular 2 center back will be the spacer. Harry Kane with Medjugorje not to match a lot of goals. Papa is a Vincent Company, or you're very good. He makes sure say obetimi up pronouncing in attacking third. And here, this is Opemikano giving a straight line pass to the side of Jamal Musiala or depicting the half space. And San half space need to make well into the attacking third. But over here, a direct. We are football club called Celtic. That's when to make keep away to Honomuya. Makacho say Vincent Company, one of his key ideology into the attacking third half spaces. That is where Papa said Leroy Sané, and then Papa said Jamal Musiala will keep it clean for you. So over here, when you crab on Leroy Sané the crab on. The moment that Jamal Musiala bet me room into the center back space near that he will get the ball, he'll get that particular true pass from Leroy Sané, and definitely he can score against you. So that is that. This too is the house space I want to be dipicted. It's in a game, I'm actually hoping. I'm hoping. Say Bayern Munich will win and it will be over 1.5.
The Maestro.
Landlord.
The Maestro.
Landlord.
The Maestro.
Landlord.
Or the every Rabibia. Abaya will say. The Maestro. Do you know Babana?
Say.
Do you know Babo?
Oh, didn't
say, you progress when you get Mama Kwama. Omo ma wa ro bi abobodi yedi mo amwa kuru bi abobodi di